So when Noah and I sat down to come up with a list of things that we love about Lex, we were overwhelmed. We came up with 613 specific things that we love about Lex. But for the simplicity of communication, we decided to narrow it down to 10. Number 1, Lex Rofes was the wingman to my first college hookup.
See, number 2, your musical tendencies. So whenever a song would come on our road trip to Gainesville, Lex and I went up earlier than the other derbies because I had a friend at the University of Florida who went to Florida this winter. And on our road trip to Gainesville, we both tried to harmonize to the songs on the radio to make 3-part harmonies, but we would constantly do the same ones. So even when we tried not to, so we couldn't do that. So loving the connected thought processes there. Also, more personal things, but also your classy riffs during songs. Sometimes go unnoticed. But they are some of the most polished and interesting ones I've ever heard, so I'll definitely miss them a lot.
Number 3, Lex's car. I love driving with Lex because every time I get in the car with Lex, I think that there's a really good chance that I'm never going to get out alive. On the last road trip that we took to a gig, Lex's car stopped 3 times in the middle of the highway when we were in a traffic jam, so he literally couldn't start the car, and people behind us were freaking out, and we were all freaking out in the car. Also, I was showing Drew a picture of a beautiful girl that Noah and I were friends with, and Lex happened to catch a glance at the picture and was leaning over looking at the picture while we went into a 4-way intersection. So, yeah, that's Lex's car.
Number 4, Lex, your interests. So we went to Florida, and we all got tank tops from this one store. And we saw all of them, and there's one that said, "I love bingo," and we knew that would have to be Lex's. His love for 90s themed potpourri is unparalleled. When we had that 90s radio on that Pandora on the way to Gainesville, he practically knew every single song during the 6-hour trip. Literally every single 90s song. Yeah, Lex, I love your dedication to backyard sports games, and remember everyone, it's disc golf, not frolf.
Number 5, Lex's smile. For those of you who know me, you know that I like to tell jokes a lot and like to try and make people laugh. But I will say that the most satisfying laugh out of all the derbies is when I get Lex to smile and show that beautiful toothy grin of his. I'm gonna miss that so much when you leave. I'm gonna have to like Skype you all the time and make Mississippi jokes.
I smile in photos.
Okay, I'll have to take a look at that.
Alright, number 6, AE Pi. Lex, your love for AE Pi is a huge reason for me having joined it. Your dedication to the fraternity got me involved and helped convince me to join such a great organization that I've had so much fun being a part of. The fact that 2 derbies besides you right now are in it, and one, and you weren't read that, but the fact that 2 derbies besides you are in it now is a huge testament to your influence. Also, on the same note, the Jewish presence in the derbies will be severely lacking without you. And hopefully, with some luck, the 7 other Jewish derbies can come close to what you provided. The Maccabee history during the Christmas soup and the infamous Jewish, you're not Christian in the same song will always be remembered and loved in derby tradition.
Continuing on the Jewish theme with number 7, Hanukkah. Lex, you were the champion of the Hanukkah song in the derbies, which for those of you who don't know, we performed the Hanukkah song as originally sort of written by Adam Sandler, except we changed the lyrics every year. So Lex and this older derby, Ari, had written it before Noah and I got in the group, and then Lex taught Noah and I the science of how to write it, and we've been working on it for the past 2 years. And I'd say that that's definitely your Hanukkah Jewish puns and Jewish pop culture references are going to be missed a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Number 8? Yep, alright. Your passion for sports, as clearly shown by his tie, Packers tie. Your passion for competition and devotion to trying your best in everything you do, even in rooting for sports teams, is unprecedented. Who else would set up his iPad during some of our most important rehearsals to make sure that he can watch every second of March Madness.
Going back to the Jewish theme, number 9, Passover. Lex ran the musical Seder last year at Brown and was able to get most of the derbies to come. And I think we can all say that that was definitely a highlight of our spring semester. Watching Raghava chant the 4 questions in Hindi, and then watching Drew chant the 4 questions in the hip-hop version, that was in the Haggadah. And then also this spring I was on a road trip with Nate, and we were traveling through the Midwest, and Lex opened up his house for us for Passover. So
My mom did.
Lex's mom, and we had a really great time. Thank you so much for having us. We enjoyed definitely way too many glasses of wine. It was a good time.
And finally, number 10, your reliability and your sense of caring. Lex cares about derbies an incredible amount. He holds on to tradition as tight as possible and will fight to resist change if it means a destruction of tradition. For example, the cat and mouse on the audition sheets.
Keep it.
We should keep it. He'll send emails about derby reminders regarding things that no one else is thinking about, such as making sure the second person on solos on tour knows their songs. Also, he's always looking for ways to improve the group. He provided his own guide. He even created his own guide for organizing our tours in the winter. And he sent out an email trying to fix the way discussions for solo auditions go down. So thank you for your dedication and your reliability.
Lex, you're the best. We're gonna miss you. Enjoy Mississippi.